the street was that we were going to play Germana in a scrimmage, and then I put up $500 saying we would win, and then they backed down from it.
Damn. Light pocket.
Is that true? What?
This is
Crazy. This is crazy.
Okay.
So-
Wow. Just about. Yeah. It's
At that
been,
point, yeah.
Yeah. So before we get
I got you.
before we get too deep, so what's going on, Ultimate Endgamers League fam?
Yo, what
We
is
got a
up?
big one today. We got a special guest with us,
Yes,
Billy,
sir.
aka Billy the Goat. He's original winner, first season winner,
Yep.
new coach / partner owner of the Buus.
Yep.
You also got myself, G-licious, and Pastor Herbs.
Pastor
co-host.
Herbs, what's up, man? What's going on? Yo.
All right, so we're going to get into this. We've been talking a little bit about the last season and some things that Billy was doing. So how did you get involved in the league in the first place?
So I think like most people on like when it first opened, we kind of saw the ads. I mean, this is what happened for me, right? So I saw the ad, kind of just on Facebook, like, oh, new game place opening, like, oh, you can win some money here and stuff. And I was like, that sounds kind of weird. Like, I don't know if that's like legit or whatever. And but I was just like, it looks like a pretty cool place. It's gonna open in a little bit, so I'll just go and check it out or whatever. So I thought about doing it, and then I think I messaged on Facebook, I believe, and said like, oh, you guys are opening on like this date, and I think it got pushed 2 months.
I want to say,
Or
I don't think
month?
I wasn't a part of the.
Okay, yeah.
the company at that
No, it
point.
did get pushed.
Yeah.
It did get pushed. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
2 months or 1 month, but
Yeah, it was like
definitely
1 or
did
2
get
months it got pushed, and I was like, they're probably not even gonna open it. Like it's
Yeah.
like, I knew it was like fake or whatever,
Yeah.
and but then like I kept up with it, and like the next month I asked again or something. Like, oh yeah, we're opening next month, because I think it was 2 months, but I'm not positive. Either way.
So from the I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
So from the very beginning, because we had to change locations, so we had a different location
Maybe
before,
that's what it was, yeah.
and that was why I believe that's why I had to get pushed. Titus will correct me
Okay.
if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but yeah, we had to push it back because of getting this location actually established.
Nice.
So versus where
Yeah.
something kind of happened and we had to move locations real quick, and so that's where I think that came from. But that's crazy. So you've been watching all the way
Yeah.
since back then.
Yeah.
So since
That's- 'cause
before
I saw
open.
it, yeah.
That's
Well,
what
because like I own a business in the area, so I just randomly will get on and look for like new businesses or whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just see what's in the area.
What is your business, Billy?
GRACIE JIU-JISTSU Fredericksburg. If you want to
Yes.
check that out.
If you want to get choked out, that's what
Yeah.
he's trying to say.
If you want to get
He invited me, and that's what ended up happening to me. He
Yeah.
was like, "This is how we indoctrinate you into Gracie Jiu-Jitsu." So
Yeah, Herb's too scared to come.
Whoa,
so.
whoa, whoa.
I've been saying, dude, he won't show up. He
I'll be
sweats every time I bring it
there
up.
Next Tuesday. Sign me up.
No, Herb, you have a little bit of a wrestling background, right?
Yeah, so I wrestled in high school for a little bit, and man, I mean, you're right about the sweat, man. It was hard work, so
Yeah.
like I just don't want to.
Wrestling is no joke.
I just don't want to sweat anymore, man. I'm too old for it now. I don't want to do it. I remember I was like a half pound overweight. My coach made me like run the whole city block. I was
Yep.
like, bro, come on, you can't be serious.
Get in that
Yeah.
sauna, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess back to that point, so I checked it out or whatever, saw it on there, and I guess it's set up for the first day. You guys were actually opening, and so yeah, I came in on the first day, and it was the very first day this location was open. I saw Titus, talked to him a little bit, said, "Oh yeah, I'm interested. I have business in the area. Like, I'll like help you out if you need any like help or anything.
Yeah.
Like, give me some of your business cards. I'll give you some of mine." So he just like swapped business cards, and yeah, it was kind of the start of it. And it was funny because Titus tells the story of he saw me, we talked and everything. He's like, he's not coming back. Like, I won't see him again. Like whatever. And yeah, then I just came back, started doing the Dragon Ball Fighters tournaments. I think was the first thing that I was doing, because I was playing that pretty heavy at that point. And yeah, I was doing Fighters tournaments, and then which is really hard to do with my schedule because I had kids classes at 5, and the tournaments were starting at we were trying to make them at 3:30, 4 o'clock, but it was hard to get people to come at that time because people getting off work, and so it was me and Jomi playing a lot, and
Shout out to Jomi.
yeah, shout
Go
out to
Squad.
Big shout out to you.
But yeah, so that pretty much got me kind of into the league, and just talking to everybody, being here more consistently. And then it got to the point of where it was just kind of too much to do it with the kids classes, and so then I couldn't really make the Fighters tournaments as much, and then times got changed and everything. So Yeah, I definitely don't. I don't make it in as much now, unfortunately. But my jiu-jitsu school is growing a lot during this time.
Yeah,
that's
so
positive.
so I've been focusing on that a lot. But now I got like other instructors coming in, so they'll be able to teach more times, and so I can have more time to like come in here and do stuff. So it'll be cool. So I'm pretty excited for next year.
Oh, yeah.
Next year.
Billy's scaling over there. So I go to the GRACIE Jiu-Jitsu of Fredericksburg, and I've been able to watch it grow since the beginning.
Yeah. Yep.
And Billy's killing it. Like he's been making some crazy choices. It's definitely gotten more crowded in there.
Yeah.
That much more fun.
Yep.
I plan to come back soon after the fractured ribs.
Yep.
So I can't wait to get back in there.
Yeah.
So what was I gonna say? Oh, so I guess we should explain like how did you become a member of the Buus squad?
Of the Buus,
Yes.
So we did preseason, right? I remember the 2 preseasons.
The good old days.
Yeah.
And
good
in the
old
first
days,
season,
man.
we had a draft. So
Yes.
for the
First
first
season we had the
preseason
draft.
season, we had a draft.
I mean, man, I wish we could do like mock drafts all the time. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's like the most fun part of everything.
that
Like
shit's hype.
I don't know. I just think it's really
It
fun.
was,
I
it
really
was so
it was
fun.
really fun. We did like the green screen with like and
with the
announcing.
team
Like
background. Like,
it was
crazy.
sick. It was so cool. But yeah, so we did the preseasons, and I think I was on the Buus for the first preseason.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I was on the
yeah.
Buus for that one. And I think we just kind of dominated everything that season.
Well,
the preseason?
I
No,
think
that was.
the Ghost won the preseason.
yeah,
right?
because the DZ, it was DZ, Iran,
Oh, yeah.
and Jomi and DMV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the 4
Yeah,
of
we had
the
a solid
original.
squad.
Yes.
Did I have
So
the
never
first
mind.
squad?
Yes,
Was
I
that
was
the
on the
first one?
first. I was on the first one, I believe. We got
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
That
Bruce
makes
got
sense.
second
Yeah,
on the
okay.
first preseason. Then the next preseason, I ended up on the Bandits because we did another draft.
Yeah.
We did another draft and everything. I ended up on the Bandits with TLG and Jomi.
Yeah.
And I felt like me and Jomi just like went off on that like preseason.
Y'all two
Yeah.
together is dangerous.
Yeah,
You guys are
and we
unstoppable.
won that preseason. So I had second place and first place. And then when the full season came up, I think I got picked second. I think DZ got picked first.
Yeah, because Titus
Yeah.
stole him from me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because we were
I was
like, everybody saw the value of how good he is at sport games, and yeah, he's still a monster.
Yeah, and everything else. That's
Yeah,
what we talked
yeah,
about
he's so
before.
good
It's
at
like
everything
that
else.
was what I noticed is I'm like, hold on a second. He's killing it in shooters and sports.
Yep.
And then now at that time we
He
didn't know
dabbles
he was
in
going to
fighters
play.
as well.
We didn't know that
Yep,
then, but
yep.
it's even worse.
Yep.
Triple threat. Like,
Yep.
Triple threat, man.
Yeah. And then he picked me up second. And so yeah, because I think no, that isn't what happened. Yeah, it did. Because Scans got picked third because he was like the steal. Because you were gonna pick him.
Yeah.
And
I
you were
totally
talking
was. I
about
totally
you were
was.
like, oh yeah, they're brothers because with Scarlett. And shout out Scarlett.
Yeah.
And
I should have never
I
said
gotta
it,
pick
man.
up the brother.
I
Like,
should
blah,
have
blah,
never
blah.
said it, man.
And Titus overheard you say that, and he picked up Scants. But yeah, and then so yeah, ended up on the Buus, and I think first season was pretty dominating. I think the closest game that we had was in the finals with you guys when it went 10-9.
10-9.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We were up
Yeah.
there till like 3 a.m., man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Long day.
That was a
super long day.
That was so much fun though.
Yeah,
It was
it
so
was.
much fun.
Yeah, nothing compares to it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, nothing
Yeah.
compares.
It's
to
not gonna happen again, so that's like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be like that again.
Yeah, not
So,
that way.
Yeah.
Not that way. I
So-
think we were a little overtired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people were starting to get like having hallucinations and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
Because I was in the first game, so we got there at like 7 a.m. and then we left at 4 a.m. the next
Right.
day.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
that was where like I'm not lucky to have lost, but I was happy to go home. And I went home at like midnight,
Yeah.
and y'all had just started, or like
Yeah.
we're just in like the middle or something.
Yeah,
of
because
it.
it was first to 10. Like no time limit, just first to 10. That's how the first season was. It was just first to 5, first to 7, first
We
to 10.
all made
First
jokes
whatever.
too about we were all making jokes the whole time about how funny would it be if the last game was 10-9.
Yep.
And
The
then-
absolute
it happened.
longest it could last.
And it
happened.
It happened.
And it happened.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Man. Like, it was so amazing.
Crazy
Yeah.
thing about that is like if we would have won that, we just would have reset the bracket.
Yep.
We would have had to play all
Would have had
over
to do
again.
it again.
But there's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way we would. There's no way we would have been like. We were like, all right, we'll just meet again next week.
Yeah.
We'll push it back a month,
Hey,
whatever.
that's a
like,
whole different game. Like we're gonna play with
dude.
sleep deprivation.
Yeah, like no man.
Like no way.
And
Man.
who won it for you guys? It was Maddox, right? It was
Yeah.
Maddox. Maddox,
It was-
like,
Maddox
yeah.
clutched it the last game.
Which game?
It was
Apex.
Apex.
Yeah,
It was Apex. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Shout out Maddox.
Yep.
Shout out
For the squad.
It was
Maddox,
me,
man.
DZ, and Maddox playing Apex, and I mean, we were like pulling up on a group of people. I think you guys had 2 kills, maybe.
No, we had
3?
0 that day.
Oh, you had 0?
That game, yeah, we had 0.
Oh, I thought you had some. I thought we were down by 1, or we were tied or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then,
I
like,
wonder if we have a clip of this.
yeah, there probably is a clip
it should
on
be,
the
it
old
should
YouTube
be.
video.
We'll have to
yeah.
pull it up. We'll throw it in there. If you
Yeah,
have it.
that'd be
cool.
sick. But yeah, me, DZ were running, and we were like, Max, what are you doing? Like, you're Wraith. Like, use your portal. Like, what are you doing back there? And then all of a sudden, he just, like, we were like, oh, there's someone in front of us. Me and DZ started shooting, and the guy, like, runs and slides, and Maddox, like, headshots him with a sniper.
Yeah.
And we were just like, we won! But the crazy thing about that was that we lost Apex, I think, 3 times that day.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the games that we normally would, like, win that in season 1. We were, like, winning. We weren't, like, always winning, but we won it a lot. Yeah. It was, like, 75-80% of the time we would win. Yeah. And so we were like, oh, yeah, we'll get Apex. And, like, we played it 4 times that day, I'm pretty sure, and we lost 3. And then the last time we won was Apex.
That's a lot of pressure, too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this has not been our game today.
It's not been our game today.
Oh,
so it was pretty insane. It was kind of poetic that it finished on that, and that it was Maddox, who literally, pretty sure, did not win any game that he played until
100% sure.
until that game.
Shout out to Maddox.
Yep.
Shout out to Maddox.
That clutch came through, though.
Yeah. So
what's your role now? So, like, I guess if you could explain all your roles or kind of like how you function in your team now, because I know it's a little different this season or this coming season than it was.
So I felt like in the past it was more of like just fighting games and then like some shooting games a little bit. But now we have 2 fighting game players for Silver and Scan. So we have 2 sports games players, DZ and Marksmar. So I don't have to focus on them as much, but I still feel like I play like everything on the wheel to a decent level. Yeah. So the only thing that I have not touched yet is NHL.
Oh.
So I need to do that, but
yeah, Herb's got the NHL
player.
Yeah. I need to get my sports guy.
Yep. So I definitely need to do that, but that's what I mean. I just feel like my role is to be able to fill in anywhere.
Okay.
Right. So I don't feel like I don't get held back for like a certain game. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, Scans and Silver, they're mainly fighting game players. So it's like at the beginning of the wheel, if a fighting game doesn't come out, then we don't put them in, right? Yeah. We hold them until a fighting game comes. But for me, I can always either go in right away or I can hold off. Because say 2 fighting games come up in a row, we can play both of them. I can still cover fighting games if another one comes up, but I can also play everything else. Yeah. So, that's kind of what I feel like in terms of a player. That's what my
carry
kind of
player
role is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're also a coach, right?
Yep.
So now do you coach, like, because I haven't been to any of your practices, I don't think, or just online, or you talking to your team. Mm-hmm. So are you like a trainer and a coach, or do you have someone on your team who does kind of take that on?
Yeah, so we tend to just get whoever's like good in that game. Okay. So like, let's say DZ's really good at FIFA. So I'll be like, hey, DZ, teach Rex how to play FIFA or something like that, right? So that's been pretty much the way we've been doing it up until we lost this season. I would say like we didn't really do much practicing. I tried to get them to practice a little bit. Titus was the owner, and I was just kind of like filling in as like a coach sometimes, like if Titus couldn't really do much. So I was trying to get them to do a little bit of practice just on stuff that they hadn't really touched for a while. Okay. So for example, like Scans didn't really play like Street Fighter 5 for a little while. So I was like, hey, just play a couple matches and just brush up on it for the finals. And that was it. So that's pretty much what we did up till last season. But when we lost, then at that point, everybody kind of got a little bit of a fire to like actually practice. It was good to see. I mean,
and it worked.
Yeah.
It did work. Y'all definitely started practicing more.
Yeah.
And it
so we're going to start like, we've been doing some online training stuff, like just like talking to each other, like, oh, what are you guys practicing and stuff like that, and just we've been kind of solo practicing on our own. But January we're gonna start doing more like team practice, formal practice together. So so we're gonna start doing that.
Do you feel like a lot of people, not just your team, but do you feel like a lot of people in the league kind of like rested on their laurels in terms of like, oh, we're not expecting like Germanna to win or like Virginia Beach team to win because like, oh, they're outside of the league. Like, who cares about them, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was definitely, I think, what I felt and what I think the Buus felt in general was that it was going to be Buus Ravens in the finals again.
Yeah.
Because I felt like we were the strongest teams. I was like, the Ghosts might beat the Ravens, but we felt pretty strongly that it was going to be Buus Ravens again. And then it was like, oh, Germanna's like pretty good. Like they cover a lot of stuff and everything. So, I mean, I still feel like we should have won that game that we played against them. There was definitely a couple things that like some that I messed up on in terms of like the time management aspect, but also just like the wheel. It's crazy.
Unforgiving.
It's
unforgiving.
We were the simplest thing.
Yeah.
The simplest thing. And like as a coach, you can see like from an owner's perspective, like as a coach, if you're getting wrapped up in what's going on, and then like for you it's even worse because you're a player and you're in the middle of a game and like your team is trying to figure out who's playing that next game.
Yeah.
And you're trying to go ahead.
That's what I was saying for like when I was doing F1 and I was like they started asking me like who's gonna go in, blah blah blah. And I was like, I don't even know like what the score is right now. Like,
what players are available.
What players are available, who have they used, like all that. So there's definitely a lot to it. But that's where once I kind of got my head around that, when we lost, that's why I felt better when we played you guys, just in terms of like keeping track of what was coming next and everything. Like actually was like using my phone and like putting down the games and like, this is like, they're in, this person's in. Yeah. So I don't know. It just helped me bring it together more.
You got to find ways to navigate, and I think as like a player coach, you get to really experience it, and it helps when your team is actually going to help you out, especially like if you're already playing the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
And I make mistakes, and I don't have to do the playing. But that does not mean that I'm any less stressed than anybody else. Because if you watch me when my games are going on, I'm always pacing back and forth. I got to watch the line. So nobody, because people thought I was screen looking. Yeah. I haven't heard that reference since I was like 8, and me and my brother would be playing something.
Screen peeking.
Why you screen looking, man? Why you screen peeking? Like I got called for that. I was like, no, I just pace like this. So now I got to make sure I draw a line in my head, and I don't cross that line, depending on where everybody's sitting, But no, man, that's freaking awesome.
But yeah, it's a cool thing being a player and a coach. It's definitely changes it up. And I don't know how much input you receive from the players, but I like them telling me stuff like, oh, I think we could have done this better.
I agree.
So,
I think, I mean, my players are always going to give me shit.
I mean,
no matter what. Right. Like,
well, half your players are your good friends.
It kind of just comes with the territory. But I think overall, like having that is just good. Like I need input. I really do need the input. You're not always going to be like 100% in it. There's definitely mistakes. Just like you said, like the time management thing. There was a time when I put in Quan for FIFA, and he was really, really, really excited, and he ended up winning. But that was really bad for us because he won in like the last 10 minutes, and I gave them just enough time to like forfeit after he scored 2 goals, before like the 20th minute, and they were like, nah, there's no way we're gonna win, and they roll again, get Fortnite, get something else, and then they win. It happens.
Strategizing the time.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
I've overplayed a game like Madden, I think it was. I overplayed it, basically trying to see if my player was going to take the W. He had a high likelihood of taking the W. But then, you throw a pick or you fumble the ball one time in Madden, and it's like we're playing accelerated clock, and I think it's 2-minute quarters.
3-minute quarters.
3-minute quarters. So it's gone. The time is gone like this. So once you make 2 mistakes in a row, you might not make it back if they're any good. And we got to about halftime. Well, at that point, I've wasted so much time. We tried to forfeit and get to the next game, and I think we ended up running out of time, or we got the next game, but then we weren't able to play the one that we needed to actually tie it up. So all that stuff matters, and like like I said, like I commend you guys for paying attention to that while trying to play the game. Like, you know what I mean?
It's hard.
But that shows the skills. Like I think that shows you guys like the opportunities that are still available in the league. Like you can come in and as a player, you can help with that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like we were talking about before. Like the skills to be a player on the team is more than just being able to play like 1 or 2 games. Yeah. You can attribute to a team that way too. Coming in, having good strategies. This is still, even though we've been a part of this for 2 years now? Yeah. Like, this is still a new concept and a new environment. So, new ideas and new ways of playing and new strategies are all the time. So, and it's best. So, you're a great owner and coach, both of you. And, like, I do the same thing because I'm also great. But basically, listening to our people, like, they're the ones in the trenches, you know. Now, you guys play games probably close to as much as your players do. I don't. So, I really have to tap into them. Yeah. And just like I tap into you guys, like, we're pretty friendly around here. So, still, we still tap into each other. Now, Titus did help out the other teams as well, but not like necessarily game day and like and nothing that we didn't already know. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we were really just trying to help those kids out because we didn't think they would win it all. No. We didn't like, there's no way. We have to like make them the most crazy super team possible that they have a chance. We're like, there's no way. And they learned fast. Yeah, we had like, I mean, I guess like on the one thing is like we had to think about their college kids. Yeah. So they're a little bit more crafty. They can kind of like deal with it. Like if anybody was motivated and they have proven it, like time and time again, they've come every Tuesday. Oh, yeah. If anybody has like the more busy schedule, works a job, they're probably not getting paid a lot, has to do homework, has to do this, has to take their dog out. It's a college kid. Yep. And who's going to be the most like energized and, we are not on Adderall. It's going to be the college kid. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. But I know you probably have another question for Billy, but I have a question.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Billy, question. Who do you think the best player in the league is? I had to do it.
I mean, I think that I am.
Okay.
And I said this when we did our player ranking things as well. Yeah. And it's still the same reason is that I feel that I am because I can play every game.
You cover the most.
So I can fit on any team.
Right.
So like if I got drafted if I wasn't an owner of the Buus and I could go to any team, I could fit in any spot.
In any team.
Right? Okay. Where there are people that are better than me in categories, but you have to have a spot for that category.
Right. You have to have a spot for that category. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to take another fighting game player if I don't need one. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, why would I?
Like, are you going to take someone that plays Tekken, Street Fighter, Gears?
No. I mean, it's gonna be hard. It's like
even if they're like the same as you, or maybe even a little bit better, you might be like, I could maybe win on that day.
Right. It kind of just depends on the wheel. Like they'd probably be a good backup in most cases, but that's kind of like a low roll, especially with like the fighting games being cut down a little bit this season because of the category. Yeah. And 2 fighting games got off the wheel: Marvel vs. Capcom and SoCal.
Yeah.
That hurts. That hurts. Smash is relegated to one thing on the wheel now. It's not separated into like 1v1, 2v2. It's a coin flip now.
Still got a bone to pick with Street Fighter 5 being on there.
Yeah,
but, come on. It's gonna be till the end of time.
Oh man,
until we get rid of it.
Man, it's a good game, man. It's a good.
I hate that game.
Come on, man. Jake Paul's in the game now, bro. Have you seen Jake Paul's in the game? I got it, bro. This is crazy.
With the commissioner, we're taking
I'm gonna give that to you. You probably got like another.
You good? I guess so. With that being said, you just said like you think that you're the best player. I like that. Got the heart of a champion.
Yeah.
And then so I guess like who has been your favorite person to play with, or it could be more than one person, but really like who would be your favorite person to play with at this point?
I mean, I really feel like it's a tie for DZ and Scants.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I just feel like us 3 was like really. I mean, we carried the last season, like with no offense, Maddox, but you know, when you don't win any games,
you had a dead leg,
and we still won when you had a 0. Well, you had a one game win rate.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, yes, you clutched it. Congrats, but you know, it was still just like we literally had a throwaway pick every time. I know, like. At that time, you had Rex, which was kind of in the same category.
Yeah.
At that time, right.
Rex talks about him. Yeah, Rex on my team now, and he is killing it, and he's getting way better, and he's doing really good.
Definitely elevated.
Yes, so
some serious
it's really good to see that. Yeah.
So your synergy, your synergy between y'all three, is really good.
Because I mean, I just feel like it's like, you know, Scance does the fighting games, and then we have DZ doing sports and shooters, and then I feel like I can help DZ a lot in the shooting game realm. Yeah. Plus, I can also cover if one or the other like is already in. So like if Scance already went, then I'm like, okay, if me and DZ are here, then I can still play a fighting game if a fighting game comes up. And if DZ goes in, then I'm like, okay, and it's me and Scance, and I'm like, okay, I can still play a sports game if it comes up. Yeah. So I just feel like the trifecta feels pretty good for the team, for me and everything. So
yeah, it's a great love triangle. I like it.
For sure.
But DZ is probably the most fun person, I think, at
man.
at the venue.
I noticed that day one. I was trying, but the draft.
Yeah, he's just really fun to play with, and he's funny. So.
He's a funny guy.
He keeps it lively for sure.
When you come, if you watch the streams and stuff, we've already got some shenanigans with DZ. Because remember they like get courtied and stuff. Go check out some of the past videos. I think the clip is named "Get Courtied."
Yeah, I think it is.
So you check that out. You can see that whole thing go down.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess along with that, let's see. Okay, so what are your favorite games to play? Or you could say best or favorite that are on the wheel. We like to stick within the wheel.
I'm actually really liking Lemniscate now. Like, I mean, I think it was a really cool pick. I am like mostly a strategy game player. Like, I've always played strategy games on the computer and everything. So this isn't like, it's not an RTS, but just having that level of strategy of like, one person goes, the next person goes. It's like chess kind of going, but then there's also shooter elements to it. Yeah. And like the maps change up, like what you should do. And I don't know, I think it's just there's so much room for like different techniques or like how to approach the map. And like, it's just really awesome. So I've been actually having a lot of fun playing that. That might be my favorite game.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm right there with him. I'm right there with him. Me and Billy were getting into it. He smashed me the first half. I won the second half. Well, the second game. Then we didn't finish our third game. So we'll settle that after this. But that's like my favorite game too now. Like
it's really fun.
I guess I'm not on the wave yet, man. Because I've been playing it. I'm just like, it's all right.
Hey, but you know what? He didn't get hooked on Splitgate till like recently.
Yeah.
And now he loves Splitgate.
I love that game. That game is so easy. It's so like you start the game and you just pour it and you instantly end up behind somebody and like all you have to do is just headshot them one time. It could be the battle rifle. It could be like the regular. It's so much fun.
And that mode that you play is super good practice. What's the mode that you play on?
I do like the quick play thing, so it just runs everything. And like Team SWAT, I think that's probably one. Yeah, Team SWAT. Oh my god, that thing is so much fun. It's like I can get so many kills. I've gotten like my best KD is probably like 30-3. Okay. I'm not even joking. Yeah, right.
That's pretty solid.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun.
You know what would be really awesome to put on the wheel instead of Street Fighter? Would be Blaze Blue.
Have
you seen that?
Blaze Blue?
Yeah.
I heard that they got a big network patch.
And now it's more popular than Street Fighter on Steam. So if we're going by popularity, then
you see all these plugs. He's like, listen.
Yes, listen to me, please.
I don't know about taking Street Fighter out, but I would like to add it. Yeah. I'd probably be more inclined to add it for sure because I know people have definitely been liking it a lot more. And that new Dungeon Fighter game. Yeah. The Dungeon Fighter game is going to be coming out soon. Like they had the beta recently. Yeah. And what they did was they didn't allow a training mode to be in the beta. Yep. They just let everybody just like play online, so it's like online only. And it was kind of funny to see because like everyone was just like figuring everything out like on the fly. They would just play games and they're like, oh, I can just press this button all day and just hit this guy with the hammer the whole time. Like it was funny. It was
crazy.
Yeah.
But
so you said Lemniscate is your favorite game. So then what would you say you're the best at? Say like your top 2 best games that you play, like what you think you could dominate
Herb in compared to
right.
Not to be specific.
Yeah.
I mean I felt like, you know, I was really heavy in Dragon Ball Fighters, but I really haven't really played that much in the past couple months. Okay. Man, I don't know what else. Probably Strive.
Strive.
Strive. I won some tournaments here, a couple of them on like the weekly tournaments or whatever. Yeah. Played Nagoriyuki, so a little bit, you know, cheap, but.
He's a good character. low-key character. Yeah. But he picked him because he's like, oh, he looks cool. I'm gonna pick him.
Yeah. Before the game even came out, I was just like, oh, dude, it's a freaking vampire samurai with dreads. Like, he looks sick. Yeah. Like, the lore kind of behind that is sick. Like, I'm picking him. And it was funny because when the beta and everything came out, everybody was like, oh, he's trash. He's the worst character in the game. He sucks. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm still going to play him. He looks awesome. Yeah. And then, like, the game came out, and it took a little while. Like 2-3 months, 4 months, and then people started figuring out how to like play him because he has a unique mechanic that he has this bar, this blood gauge bar, and if you do too many moves, then it'll fill up, and then he goes into this like blood rage mode, and his health just like
this is like
he loses his own health, and so it pretty much kills you for the most part, and but people started figuring out how to like manage that. So you gotta do certain things to make it go down faster, so that you can continue using your moves and stuff. And once people started figuring that out, then like he's actually like really strong. He's a really good character. Yeah. So
you knew from the beginning.
Yeah, I guess.
All because he looked cool.
Yeah, I picked him because he looked cool, and then he ended up being good. So it's not my fault.
Does anybody right now? Because I'm trying to think. Not a lot of people play UFC.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if you were going to bring that up, but is anybody else on your team? Does anybody else on your team, I guess, fare in UFC like you do? No. So you're so dominant. So I would say you're probably. Is there anybody else that compares to you in the league right now?
I don't think so.
Okay, so UFC is another one he's really good at.
I didn't even think about it because I just normally play it and win, and then it's like that's like I don't really get
no sweat.
But I mean, you also do jiu-jitsu, so it's kind of like oh
do jiu-jitsu in real life, and then I do it in the game.
It's translating. It definitely translates. He chokes you out every time. So
and then I like say what the move that's happening.
Yeah.
While it's happening.
He's coaching
on
us.
triangle, let's go.
Come to my gym so you can learn how to do it for real.
Yeah. So probably. I would say probably
definitely
that. Yeah, it was actually funny because when we played Germana in the finals, because like I didn't know any of the German people, so like I didn't know what they played or anything. So I was like, I don't know, is this guy gonna be really good? Is he gonna be bad or whatever? And we started playing, and I think I beat him in like the first round. I think maybe second round. And then he was like, oh, shit, like, you really play this game. I was like, I mean, I kind of play it, but, like,
I dabble.
I do it in real life. So like, it kind of just,
you
like,
get the
I know.
concepts.
Yeah, like, I know what to do next, kind of. So, I don't know. It was just kind of interesting in that aspect because, he was like, oh, yeah, you really play this. I was like, a little bit, but not that much. But, I don't think I've played. I think Titus is probably the
second closest to you.
But like he doesn't play, so
at all. So
but we've played just like outside of the league. He's really good with like his stand up.
Yeah.
So
yep. Yeah, there's a couple games like that in the league. You got UFC, you've got NHL now.
Yeah.
Formula One's gone. Hold on one second. We got somebody knocking on the door.
Come in.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I hate to interrupt, but some dude just came in and told me if you don't move your car, he's gonna tow it. He's gonna call the police and have him tow it.
Oh, okay.
Well, we will edit this part out of the podcast.
No, we're gonna leave it. They're not getting my baby. I'll be right back.
Your car.
No, it's okay.
Oh, we good. We got it.
You good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah,
heat can get out.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
We're cooking in here.
How's the edits going?
It's going alright.
Yeah. Did you get ominous?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It didn't come out too bad. I mean, I know you'd obviously.
I'll
make it smooth, but you're used to doing it. So.
It's no big deal.
It's all podcast. I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm here. He came in, I was like, yeah, how are you doing? And he was like, you know what car that is? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, that's not a parking spot. You gotta move or I'm gonna call the cops. I'm like, who the fuck are you? You gotta introduce yourself? Like, what?
Like random guy on the street.
Where was he parked at?
He's not even in the fire zone. He's like,
where we usually park, just like the front of the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Titus parks there all the time.
Right.
So I was saying.
That's the first time anyone's ever said anything about us.
I don't know who the hell it is. I was like, who are you?
They're just some rando.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I literally don't know.
If we weren't doing this, I would say yes, please call them.
Yeah. So, anybody here for high school night?
No, not yet.
That's cool.
High school.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying, if I was in high school, I'd be here every day.
Yeah.
I swear. I would be here every day, dude. I don't care. I'd be here playing like Gears of War 3. Just all
That's what I was doing in high school.
Man, I'm telling you.
Oh, nice seeing you, podcast.
Yeah.
Wait. What about the other two pages?
That's what I'm working on. I just did one of them, doing the last one. And then I don't know what you wanted me to do with the Kitsune logo. I mean, I cut it out, but I don't know if that's what you wanted. But
yeah. I'm gonna put it into like one of the diamonds, and then I'll put UEL in a diamond, and then I'll change the color for like I'll probably make like their background purple. Or, I don't know, I'll make it, like, spacey or something.
That shit's still lingering, bro.
Yeah.
It's still lingering.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all, what do y'all, shit yourself?
Yeah.
I didn't even smell that. I just felt how hot it was in here.
Oh, yeah. It was out of here, and it's back in here now.
Probably because it's steaming up.
Yeah, it's nice and toasty.
Oh, yeah. Febreze. You got about some Febreze. Yep.
Yeah, we'll tell her on the podcast.
Did I say what number this one was?
This is number 4.
Yeah.
This is number 4. This is number 4, yeah.
You said, hey, podcast.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's all good.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still up.
Podcast number 4!
Hey.
All right, so where did we leave off? We were talking about the games, like, we were talking about some of the games that, like, people don't play as much.
Yeah.
So that
saying,
was
what am I the best at?
Yeah,
what do I feel that I'm the best?
Yeah, we talked about UFC.
Yeah.
I think some of the games that aren't touched on the most, and something that I look for, like, because I still have a gap on my team, is for, like, the sports games, the new sports game especially, NHL. It just doesn't seem to be as popular. UFC, even Wreckfest.
Yeah.
Like, people don't really, like, want to play it or play it.
Yeah.
And honestly, even CTR, because if you're playing against anybody who's actually good, you are trash.
Yep.
Especially if you don't know shortcuts and stuff.
Yep.
So
that was probably the funniest thing. I hope we can put in a clip of Rex just demolishing Germana in CTR and Silver shit talking for like 10 minutes straight.
It's so funny when Silver does it though, because it's like he's like DZ Jr., but I'm like when he does it to me, I'm like Silver, stop. It's just not the same. Like I know what you're going with, but just stop.
Yeah. I wish. Oh man, that shit was hilarious.
Hopefully we can get that on here.
I love Silver though.
Yeah. So, is there anybody at this point? Is there anybody, individual or a team that you want to challenge, whether it be to a scrimmage or to like a first of whatever you want to play?
Well, the word on the street was that we were gonna play Germana in a scrimmage, and then I put up $500 saying we would win, and then they backed down from it.
Damn. Light pocket.
Is that true? What?
This is crazy.
This is crazy.
Okay.
So,
wow.
So the Buus want some.
Feeling good. So.
Yeah.
You've been making some big moves.
Me?
Yeah.
In terms of what? I honestly.
Changing your team all around.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. So for.
Can you make any more moves interesting?
No. Other than that, I think for me, like being the person who's like the player and the coach.
Yeah.
It can be tough.
Yeah.
Especially like running this place. Like it's really fun to run this place. It's really fun to see this place grow. Like mind you, we had 4 tournaments yesterday. We had Smash doubles and singles. Then we had Guilty Gear Strive, and then we had Tekken. So it was a lot of people in here. Yeah. So like I'm super happy about that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna enter any of those tournaments because I have to run them. Like there's no way that's gonna happen. But at the same time, I have to make sure I'm practicing. I have to make sure that I'm streaming for Past the Herbs. Got to make sure that this stream is going well. So it could be like a lot of different things juggled. But right now I'm managing it pretty well. And I just want to make sure I'm not trying to take on too much as a player and just build a team around me. You know, like a LeBron James and the Lakers, you know? if you want to compare the two like that. So.
Yeah. Y'all two have it the toughest, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, I felt a lot more pressure in the last finals from being the coach and the player at the same time because like I specifically remember playing like F1 and like they're like, oh yeah, the next game is like blah blah blah, who's going in and stuff. I'm like, I'm playing F1. Right.
Why are you guys asking me right now? Are you asking me? I'm literally in the middle of the game. Like, what do you want?
That's so funny.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
But crazy. I definitely felt like kind of felt the pressure on that. But then when we played the Ghosts for 3rd place, that was like I felt way better in that one because I just felt like, oh, I know more of what we do, and I know like I just felt better about the format of the tournament. Like the 4 hours, 1st to 10, whatever. Because literally when we did that tournament, that was the first time we ever played in that setup.
Right.
So it was like we played all these we played like first to whatever all the other times, and then for the finals it was like, all right, now we're doing a time limit. So it just kind of changed up the mindset a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
so I felt better when we played the Ghosts.
For sure.
For that.
Not because we're easier.
No. But I do think a time format is a bit better because you can almost put things into quarters. And if you really think about it, if you're down and you want to make sure that you can get the rest of the games that are on the wheel that could be your games to win, you could probably forfeit a couple just so you could save on time. And it really becomes like even more of a strategy game because like once that 4 hours is done and they have more points than you, that's it. You got to make sure you have more.
Yep.
So.
It's pretty I think it's a cool change. I think I like it, but it was just it was different than what we did. So I felt like it was a little bit off guard in that sense. Even though we knew that it was like gonna happen because they told us, Titus told us or whatever. It was still like it was just different than what we'd been doing for a year and a half. And you can keep going with it. If you don't, just give us a uniform back. Don't get charged for anything. See you later. If you want to come back later, you can.
Yeah, you're gonna want to come back. It's super fun. The people are amazing. Like I've always had a great time going there, and it's growing, and the community is really strong. So.
We got adults and kids. So like Ryan brings his kids there too.
Yeah, my two little ones come.
Yeah, and then he comes, and so it's a good time, family activity for sure. It's good.
Cool. And you can look that up online. I know that because I have it on my phone, so I can check the schedule all the time. I will also put a link in the description so you guys can, reach out to Billy if you're interested in the gym, or if you're interested in trying to knock one of his players off, become a free agent if you think you got the skills. Yeah. But just so you know, the Ghosts are looking. Billy's not looking.
We got a full team right now.
Yeah, they are.
We'll see. See how the finals goes in February, and
it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be lots of teams.
Herb, you got any closing remarks?
Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for coming on, Billy the Goat.
Yeah.
Big shout out to him, man.
It was fun.
He's been a part of this thing since day one. It's been a wild ride ever since.
Yeah.
Look out for the first attempt between Billy the Goat. Pastor Herb's coming very, very soon, sooner than you think. And that's about it, man.
Yeah.
Podcast. I was gonna say one thing was I forgot. I looked at the player card up there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to get that rank higher. So.
I like what I hear.
We'll pull it up what he's looking at right now. So I think it's overall 85.
Yeah.
So he's overall 85. What is that? So shooters.
90.
What is that? No, fighters 92.
Fighters 92.
Shooters 83 and sports 81.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I could see shooters changing for sure.
Yep.
Wow.
We can get up those categories.
I know you guys probably.
I play PC too, so now we got PCs. Let's go.
Yeah. I know you guys probably already don't know, or maybe you do, but the player score actually has already been updated for the entire league.
Yeah.
So this isn't even your accurate. This isn't your right now.
One,
this is the old one.
Yeah.
So. I can't confirm or deny whether it's higher or not.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say legally I am bound to not speak on it, but yeah, it's gonna be exciting when everything comes out.
Yeah. Top secret. AKA
super top secret.
Herb.
Yeah. But all right, man.
All right, y'all. That's gonna be episode 4 of the podcast. Yep. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We will end up doing one of these live. We're gonna announce their first to 10 challenge as we do all the challenges.
Yep.
That'll be on all of our social medias, and then each podcast will kind of, as we have dates, we'll announce them. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Come get involved with the Ultimate Endgamers League. Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, fun stuff.
That was good.